What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Triple H is unhappy with losing control of WWE, a huge meeting WWE has planned for today, a 3-brand Survivor Series coming, Bryan Danielson injured at Forbidden Door, why Adam Cole didn't wrestle at Forbidden Door, WWE bring out the Ugliest title to celebrate Edge's anniversary, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. And now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at Triple H unhappy with losing control in WWE. At top of today's news is a report that WWE is concerned about Vince McMahon's growing impact on the WWE's creative department. You may recall reports that Vince McMahon changed up the first hour of the 19th June Raw, and Wrestling News detailed the various changes Vince reportedly made to the 23rd June SmackDown. There were several changes made to the show, including advertised matches not taking place, Bayley vs Shotzi with a spot in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match on the line, Cameron Grimes vs Baron Corbin, and Santos Escobar vs Butch vs LA Knight didn't take place. Instead, Knight wrestled Rey Mysterio while Charlotte Flair was added to the card. Meltzer discussed the WWE's predicament during an episode of Wrestling Observer Radio. He redid the entire show. I heard rumors everyone's gotta be like treading on water because I'm sure logic will tell you that there are many unhappy people and Paul Levesque has to be one of them. You go in there and you build, these were matches that were built up with promos. They've been promoted for a week. They did the angles last week and then just take them away like nothing. So it's got to be frustrating for the writers. It's got to be frustrating for Paul Levesque. Maybe more than frustrating, as Better Wrestling Experience tweeted, "Coming back to reality, I've asked about a few things. It was a few changes that happened. Few talents didn't like the Vincent Kennedy McMahon interferences in changing things. But it's noted that Nick and H didn't appreciate the outcome of SmackDown as it looked bad all over. Big meeting happening tomorrow." Why Vince decided to play a more significant role in SmackDown's creative process is unknown, as whether this could become a regular affair. While McMahon has been active in creative since WWE announced its proposed merger with Endeavor, his activities were largely limited. Hopefully things aren't going to change, as many fans enjoyed Triple H's approach to creative. Next up, what is the big meeting WWE has planned for today? As BWE mentioned, the WWE has a big meeting scheduled to take place today, but what is it all about? The site doesn't have many details other than its concerns creative plans for SummerSlam and Survivor Series. However, our next story may shed some light on things, as they could be doing a 3-brand Survivor Series. The rumored meeting concerning SummerSlam and Survivor Series may be tied in with another report from Better Wrestling Experience. The site's private Twitter account claims that WWE is pushing NXT strongly now, as seen by the recent main roster crossovers, and that the WWE could book this year's Survivor Series around a competition between NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. It's unknown whether the War Games match will return now that Vince McMahon is back, but it could serve as a spectacular showcase for the talent from all 3 brands. Next up, Forbidden Door Fallout. AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling's second interpromotional pay-per-view has entered the history books, but there's plenty of fallout from the show. While only one title changed hands, Will Ospreay defeating Kenny Omega for the IWGP United States Championship, there was plenty of action on camera, including Jungle Boy Jack Perry turning heel on Hook, as well as behind the scenes. The first being Bryan Danielson injured at Forbidden Door. That's bad news for Bryan Danielson, as he was injured during his match against Kazuchika Okada at last night's Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Wrestling News wrote about what Danielson said during the post-show media scrum, saying, "Danielson said he planned on wrestling this Wednesday on Dynamite, but it looks like he has a fracture in his forearm and is looking like he will be out for 6 to 8 weeks. This follows a recent report that Danielson has been dealing through one or more injuries, and according to Wrestling News, we now know what those injuries are. As for why he hasn't been wrestling much over the last few months, Danielson said he suffered a torn labrum and compressed vertebrae from his match with MJF. This isn't the first time Danielson has missed time in AEW due to injury. It's unknown how they plan to address the injury, either working it into a storyline or reporting he was hurt during the match. We send our best wishes to Danielson for a fast and full recovery. Next up, AEW announces upcoming pay-per-view. It looks like AEW is going all in and all out this summer, as Tony Khan announced that AEW will hold its annual All Out pay-per-view on 3rd September. Some fans and pundits question whether Khan would air a pay-per-view just a week after AEW's ambitious stadium show in the UK, but apparently it's not a concern. The pay-per-view will air the day after WWE's Payback PLE. Next up, did Kenny Omega dodge a bullet at Forbidden Door? The Cleaner took a sick bump when Will Ospreay rocked him with a Tiger Driver, planting Omega's head directly into the mat. Meltzer discussed the bump during the Wrestling Observer Radio, saying, "For those wondering, the word is that Kenny is okay, but I don't know if he's been checked out. I don't know if he's got X-rays. There have been many times where these guys have taken bumps. They've decided they're okay, and then it turns out there's a break or something. I would have that checked out because that was brutal. That Tiger Driver, right on his head, absolutely incredible." Omega shows no signs of slowing down despite suffering numerous injuries in the ring and being out of action for 9 months in AEW. We'll continue monitoring this story and hope Omega is okay. Next up, why Adam Cole didn't wrestle at Forbidden Door. What happened to Adam Cole vs Tom Lawler, a match booked for Forbidden Door? AEW President Tony Khan tweeted the fans before the show that due to illness, Adam Cole isn't cleared tonight, therefore the Adam Cole vs filthy Tom Lawler match is cancelled. Despite the change, tonight will be an amazing show. Khan discussed Cole's absence during Forbidden Door's media scrum, revealing Cole came to work with a fever, leading to AEW sending him home. He's got what I think is a flu, and he's going to be okay. I hope he's going to be okay, but in this case, you just got to be safe. He should be okay, I hope, and I look forward to Adam Cole and a number of other great pairings that we'll put together competing in the tag team tournament when he's better, but he wasn't cleared for tonight. Cole's gutsiness is to be commended, but one can't fault Tony Khan for wanting to protect the locker room from illness. Next up, Sting discusses retirement date. Now, there's been much speculation about the Stinger's last match, with fans and journalists noting that Sting's deal with AEW is believed to expire by the end of the year. He addressed things in the Forbidden Door's media scrum, saying, "I've not decided on a date for sure. A lot of people have actually wondered if I was going to retire at Wembley. That would be kind of cool, but I don't see that happening. I think I'm going to continue on." Tony has been in my ear here and there saying, "Steve, you can stay as long as you want." Not sure how long that will be, but like I said a few months ago, Showtime is just about over with, and it truly is, but I'm looking forward to going back to London. Sting has mentioned that he wants Darby Allin to play a role in his retirement match, but what that means remains a mystery. Next up, Trish Stratus travel troubles. Now, looks like Stratus had some travel troubles getting into tonight's Raw. The Hall of Famer Trish Stratus was scheduled for a Money in the Bank summit on tonight's Red brand, only for things to fall apart. She tweeted, "Flight cancelled, but WWE travel team working diligently to get me to Raw, as I'm told we need some much needed star power for this summit tomorrow. At least there will be for sure some stock power." Fans will get stratisfaction as Trish later tweeted a video updating fans that, "Guess what? Here's the update. We got rebooked. I'm on my way to Savannah, Georgia. I guess you won't be bored to death now. I guess you can say thank you Trish, or thank you Air Canada in this case." Now, she's been crushing it since her return to the ring this year and her subsequent heel turn. At tonight's summit featuring the various entrants in this year's Women's Money in the Bank ladder match should be volatile, especially when Trish and her protege Zoe Stark meet with Trish's rival Becky Lynch. Next up, Carmelo Hayes coming to Raw. Is current NXT champion Carmelo Hayes jumping to Raw soon? Better Wrestling Experience recently tweeted that the WWE has plans for Hayes on Raw and that Carmelo will face a top star on the Red brand. The site didn't say when it will happen, but Hayes has been busy of late dealing with the WWE free agent Baron Corbin, who is challenging Hayes for the NXT Championship on 27th June's edition of the Black and Gold brand. Hopefully they're not referring to The Miz as Hayes' opponent, as while The Miz always delivers a solid match with opponents, a win over the WWE's A-lister is about as impressive as a win over Dolph Ziggler. Next up, Dave Bautista new look. A former superstar Dave Bautista is rocking a new look after shaving his beard. While some claim Bautista is unrecognizable, that's a bit of a stretch. Nevertheless, it's a change from his recent look. Bautista uploaded a picture to social media for his fans. It's unknown if this new look is part of a new role for Big Dave. And finally, WWE bring out the Ugliest title to celebrate Edge's anniversary. And last but not least, the WWE is giving Edge heads and wrestling belt collectors another reason to part with their money, as the WWE shop has released a special 25-year anniversary version of the IC Championship. The belt retails for $499 and pre-orders are being taken for release later this year. But God, look at it. Why is it blue? We love that ruthless aggression era of the IC title, but this just looks gaudy and cheap. Who would want to part $499 for this? If you do, let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.